Well, hello everyone. Welcome to This is Crossfire. Thank you for joining us and making the time to be with us. And thank you for following, subscribing, and liking this program. And we hope that it is of value to you and benefiting your life. This is Crossfire, challenging secular views with biblical theology. Welcome to each and every one of you joining us. Well, today we want to just talk about some news and views program. That is what we are dedicating this time to, where we just want to reflect on a very important news story that we want to bring to your attention. And so thank you for being here and listening to this program directed today and focusing on the issues of safe cities. And this is part of the This is Crossfire podcast and YouTube channel, where we focus on some news stories concerning the Church of Jesus Christ and our community. So today we want to talk about a clean environment and a clean city. And for the next 20 minutes or so, we want to discuss this particular topic. And we have with us here today in our studios, in our This is Crossfire studios, we have Vaughn, a friend of our program and also a partner with us on this podcast today that has been helping us with so much of the work. And Vaughn, once again, we acknowledge you and thank you so much for all of the great work that you are doing. And this is a brand new podcast, brand new YouTube channel. And so we look forward to your support and you sharing it and talking to your friends about it. So, Vaughn, I hope that you're well and things are good on your side. And thank you for doing such an excellent job on the podcast.
Thank you, Ronald, but there's nothing much that I can do without you guys. So, and all of the people that are busy tuning in, watching, and also listening to the audio. You guys are why we are here. It is not about me. It's not about Ronald. And it's definitely about Zoe because she's in studio today. So yes, we are very happy to have her with us.
She's Zoe, got a face for YouTube, as we know.
Definitely, she's got a face for radio. Oh, no, that's us.
That's
Ronald.
Us.
I think we've got faces for radio. Yes,
Yeah.
Zoe's got a face for YouTube. So, but it's nice to be back in studio and nice to be part of this news segment. I don't want to take up too much time, but thanks for all the kind words, Ronald. I appreciate it.
That's great to hear, Vaughn. Thank you again. And also we have Zoe with us here today, who is part of our journalistic group of our, the journalists in our group. Let me rephrase that. And so Zoe has been working on the ground with particularly the Safe Cities program. And so we want to focus on that, like we said. And we hope that this grabs your attention and you are interested in having a safe nation and a clean nation and a hygienic nation. So, we have been talking about, if you have not heard of the city church programs that are running in our city, made up of different streams of churches, denominations, networks, and independent and autonomous churches that are joining together to create and to configure the city church movement, particularly here in our city of Durban and various other cities. And so this city church program is made up of several programs like the legal fraternity, the medical fraternity, the education fraternity, and of course we have the conservation fraternity and under the canopy of Safe Cities. And we know that God wants us to have a hygienic and clean nation. There's an old saying that cleanliness is next to godliness.
Although that's not in the Bible, but
it's not in the Bible. Yes, it's a expression, it's a saying, but I think it makes sense.
Definitely,
because according to the book of Psalms, David would write, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." So any person who has a clean heart, a clean mind, a clean spirit, will have a clean environment. The environment, the surroundings, and everything within their sphere will display and express the same kind of cleanliness, not so?
Definitely.
So that can only be displayed in our everyday life. And, even in the book of Deuteronomy, God talks about, he gives the nation hygiene rules on how to keep their camp clean, as far as the disposing of the dirt and rubbish and trash, that they would go outside of the camp and they would have to dispose of the dirt and filth outside of the camp, because the camp was a holy place and God would not visit any place that was dirty. And unfortunately and sadly, all the stats and all of the information out there of particularly our cities that we're living in the nation of South Africa. Many of our cities are filled with uncontrollable trash and dirt and rubbish. And God talks about dietary laws, civil laws, and of course laws on hygiene. So he's very concerned about that. And there was a place in scripture in Bible times called Gadara. And Gadara is associated with hell, but it's a place where they would burn the trash and dirt and filth and so forth. And the fire would not quench in those places, because the dirt had to be dealt with and the dirt had to be disposed of, so that it does not produce diseases and other kind of sicknesses that come wherever there's filth. So our communities, we're sorry to say this, but they are filthy. Our streets are filthy, etc. And so we need a mentality shift. We need a change in our mindset on how to deal with dirt. And we're asking the community, we're asking church communities, our neighborhoods to mobilize and get activated and become proactive in the way we deal with filth and dirt and our streets, our verges, our communities, our parks, our rivers, our dams, our oceans. They all are being affected. Now, just before Zoe gives us a breakdown on some of these matters, we're talking about a mentality shift and change as far as our environment is concerned. In Singapore is a very clean country, and if you've been to Singapore, you would know that. It is indeed a very clean nation. The streets are clean. You won't see filth. There's no such thing as simple things like spitting on the street, throwing your wrappers or bubble gum or things like that, because you will be punished. They have laws to punish.
Yeah.
So cleanliness there is based on laws and fear of punishment. But if you look at a country like Germany, that nation is also clean, but they are clean because of a mentality.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You can have laws that will create clean cities and communities, and people will comply to those laws based on fear and fines and jail time or whatever it is. But if we can change the mindset, like the Germans know that filth and dirt brings bad hygiene, it brings in rats, and rats bring diseases, and it can contaminate the entire nation. So we are talking about a mental shift as far as our city is concerned. And I know that you're listening to us today with the short package, that you are concerned about your city and your streets and your community, because our children play in these parks, play on the roads, they play in schools, they play in the waters of our community. So we need to protect our community. And so beyond just dumping and illegal dumping and dirt not being picked up and all of our municipalities being pressured as far as handling the volume of filth, we need to change our mentality concerning hygiene in our community. So I know that all of us are concerned about this. But Zoe, what's been happening as far as Safe Cities is concerned? So Safe Cities is the environmental conservation part of the City Church program, but it is, also partnering with various other organizations.
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Okay, so Safe Cities is a non-profit company We exist basically for the benefit of the community, and we focus on education, training, and creating public awareness concerning environmental issues.
That's good. And so, how long has this particular program been running?
Safe Cities has actually started and established 5 years ago, when the city church came together and spoke about the practical manifestation of service and worship.
Yeah, service and worship. They both go hand in hand. Work and worship, service and worship. They go hand in hand. Now, if you are hearing about City Church and Safe Cities for the first time, we will tag some of the websites that you can, visit to get more information. And we are also going to have the person that heads the Safe Cities program, and it's actually Zoe's mom, Kerda Stradum, that's going to be with us. So we want to talk more in depth about this program. But Vaughn, what's your views on this particular program?
Well, I'm sitting here because I'm like the guys on the other side of the video there, and the guys sitting at home going, Safe Cities? There is such an organization, they exist, and it's run by churches anymore. So for me, I think it's important that we have projects like this that can shine a light onto taking ownership of our cities. And obviously we are attracting Christians first because we are a church group of people, but it is important. I think we need to be more active in our social obligations to our environment without becoming completely overboard with being obsessed with the environment and having that as an idol. As long as we're not having something above God, but you are right. God wants us to look after and have dominion over nature. So we have a responsibility there.
Clearly, He wants us to manage and administrate all the affairs of our life, including nature, the environment, the lands, the forests, the oceans, and every sphere of our environment. Now, Safe Cities has been running these cleanup programs for a few years now. COVID put a little bit of a stop to it, but they partner with the Parks and Recreation, the DSW organizations, and various other organizations, and they have programs that run almost every week sometimes, and every second week. So again, we want to remind you that you can visit some of these websites, like the Safe City website, and find out how you can get involved. If you are passionate about our environment in the day of climate change and global warming, in the days of the climate that is changing, and we've been talking about hygiene and cleanliness, and this is in the heart of God as far as we as believers. And I think what the cheekiness of what you mentioned, Vaughn, is when particularly believers, and that's our target audience mostly, have the nerve to have Psalm 91 plastered in the back of their vehicle, or the fish sticker showing that they are Christians, and then you see them throwing garbage out the window. I mean, that is not a good testimony. So we know that we don't approve of these things, and all of us are concerned about how we manage dirt. But tell us, Zoe, about some of the programs that you guys have implemented and rolled out so far.
Okay, so Safe Cities is currently looking at youth programs where they are going to use art and culture as a way to present environmental problems and solutions to the youth. Mm-hmm. There are also several cleanup campaigns that we have held and is still going to continue. But the main project that Safe Cities is focusing on at the moment is the Streamline project,
right,
which is a river and streams transformation project.
Right, that's the cleanup of streams, like you said, and rivers, waterways, and places where water should be clean. And well, we know that people are dropping chemicals and dirt in these little river places and dams that we have. What do they call them? Streams. Right. That we have in our communities. And they are severely congested with filth. They are plugged and clogged. And I think the last time, one of the cleanups, about 6 or 7 trucks, a truckload of dirt was removed from a small stream.
Yes.
That's the depth of the dirt that was dumped in there over a period of years. So these are ongoing programs. You have them every week or every fortnight?
We are trying to get them to go every week, but as we are going, we're trying to get the community to basically come together to handle those on their own.
Yes, if you are a member of the church, we must break away from thinking that the church is just about singing songs and having a great time and a jolly time, which is good, it's necessary. But we need to break out from the walls, and it's good to hear and to know, like Vaughn said, that there are these programs that we can get involved in. And God wants us to manage the earth, and God wants us to take care of our environment. It's our responsibility. We should be leaders and pioneers. And so if you are hearing this for the first time, please get activated. Mobilize yourself. And if you're part of the youth group, well, this is for everyone, but I can see what you're saying. We need to change the culture amongst the youth. Because you remember when we were in school, we used to have something called Arbor Day. Having a clean environment. We used to have programs like planting trees. We used to clean our schoolyards. And those things have been pushed out of schools. And so we have a culture of, dirt and filth and things that normally we would not accept. And it won't be part of our lifestyle. But these things have been pushed out. So we're talking to young people. Please contact Zoe. Zoe is on the ground journalist going to many of these events where they are discussing the environment. So you can get information from her. We'll tag her on this broadcast today so that you can make contact with her. Now, tell me, who are you working with predominantly in the private sector, in municipality, from government?
So Safe Cities has been partnered with eThekwini Municipality. We have the support of Durban Solid Waste, Parks, Leisure and Cemeteries. We have environmental health, roads and stormwater, water and sanitation, coastal and drainage. We also have vector control, SAPS and Metro that has come on board, just to mention a few.
So you got quite a few role players. And that's good to see that there's partnerships, there's collaboration, working together with all of these organizations that generally don't come together because of bureaucratic red tape and all kinds of conflicts that are within these departments. But to see these departments mobilizing and getting up and standing up and putting their hand up to say we want to create a clean community, a clean nation. I mean, we're approaching the holiday season with hundreds and thousands of people visiting the best city in South Africa, where the sun never sets, Durban. And to see that the beaches are closed, and with the influx of people that are coming, so we have our tourism being affected, the holiday resorts being affected, and small business being affected. A lot of people make their money during this time of the year. So, Vaughn, this is going to have major effect over the holiday period. I don't think the beaches are going to be fully open, I don't know, but they say some beaches will be open. We perhaps will put the list on to our podcast as well, just to give the information out.
Yeah, I think that can change quite drastically as well, because I was chatting with Ronald off air about this. If you go and you listen to the experts behind the scenes that have been doing these water readings for the E. coli on their own, that are professionals in their own right, that have just been going to the various beaches, and Carte Blanche did quite a nice episode on this the other day where they got all these guys in and they showed us footage of what everything looks like. And I must be honest, I was completely shocked. I didn't realize it was that bad. But according to our engineers and our civil guys that are in the private sector, Durban is on the verge of collapse, literal collapse in the next couple of months to a year if something is not drastically put in place now to curb everything that is going on.
So there must be immediate action.
There has to be, Pastor Ronald. The E. coli, the waste that's piling up, everything, the best city in South Africa, and this is what is going on. We are supposed to be a pearl, but yet we're covered we can't see the pearl. We are covered in waste, literally. So
The pearl is hidden in waste.
these projects that Zoe's involved with, the Safe Cities, I encourage all local community members, if you're not a pastor, if you're in a local community church and you guys are looking for ways to get involved, contact Zoe, contact Safe Cities, and they will come into your community and help you. And like she said, it's not about them coming in all the time. It's about them teaching you about your streams and your areas and how to look after them yourself, and equipping you and hopefully lighting a fire inside of you to take ownership of your areas.
Right. So we urge you, we encourage you to get involved in these programs. And I know that many of you have a passion for these things. We all have different passions. And if you have a passion for the environment and you love nature, we ask you to quickly get activated and join this wonderful initiative. Now, Zoe, tell us, what is some of the major issues that you guys are seeing, predominantly that is affecting? Illegal dumping is one, I'm sure.
Yes.
Chemical waste being dumped where it should not be dumped, illegally, unlawfully. Then you have waste not picked up. But what are you seeing, and what is the strategies you are using and Safe Cities is using to combat and confront these issues?
So one of the obstacles that we have faced, for example, was after our first cleanup at Green Heights Stream, people have already started dumping just the next day. And this is something that is taking place all over Phoenix and the surrounding areas. In fact, it is a major city issue and a nation issue as well. People just don't have a concept of cleanliness. And I think
so it's
we
a
need
culture
to bring that back.
of filth and a culture of dirt.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a mindset, it's a mentality.
Mindset, exactly. And we need them to understand how it affects the health. Not just your personal health, but the nation's health, the creation's health. It also affects our water, and it also leads to global warming. So one of the ways that we can try and combat these issues is through education and law enforcement.
Yes, education and law enforcement are ways to combat it. But more than that, if we could have a consciousness, maybe a God kind of consciousness. The earth will retaliate. The earth will, it's groaning, it's moaning, and it will, let's say, it will react. If you know about like Japan does illegal whaling, and they experience a lot of tsunamis. The earth will respond when we treat nature badly. Disasters and things like that will be the end result. And God has built the system in that way, that the earth does respond. And so what we need to do is have a God consciousness, a mentality. And, we should ask the question, what is wrong with people? When you see a clean space like you guys cleaned up a spot, and within 24 hours to see that that place is, back with dirt and dumping. I mean, the question is begging to be asked, what is wrong with people? Can we not take care of our own spaces? And also appreciate when someone comes into your community and stand up and say something. Take action when we see illegal dumping and all of these things going on. So these are the challenges that you're facing. But tell us what's the best way to get in touch with you, with the Safe City projects, and what is the people that you're looking for, the volunteers, the candidates that will come and help and assist. Of course, people with a passion, people who have a strong desire to see that our nation, this problem can be taken care of. But to you, the church, more especially, because we have the nature of God, and we just read or we just shared some of the scriptures, and there are many where God demands cleanliness, the dealing with of filth and dirt, and also, if we have the Spirit of God within us, we should have this conviction for cleanliness.
Yes.
Our homes, our streets, our personal spaces, our offices, other people's buildings, other people's property, our neighbor's property. This should just move us automatically. So tell us what, in terms of volunteers, you guys are looking for people to come help and support, and how can they get in contact with you?
Well, it's quite simple. Safe Cities as a NPC, there's no red tape and protocols. The only requirement that we have is that you are passionate and there is a motive to promote environment health of our city. If you are interested in coming on board, you can contact Safe Cities. Our email address will be posted as well as our website address.
Well, that's excellent. Please get in touch. We will link all of this information on our various platforms. And so today we want to encourage you that if we are godly people, we should be concerned about cleanliness. And we must not just turn a blind eye and walk away from this. It's going to catch up with us. If we, as Vaughn mentioned, if we leave it for too long, it's going to catch up. We will never be able to deal with it. It will overtake us. So now is the time for action. Now is the time. If you can grow trees, grow plants, take care of your parks, pick up the dirt and dump it in the rightful places when you leave a park, leave a beach, leave a public space, or wherever you are, dispose of things the right way, we can slowly but surely clean up Durban. eThekwini can be clean. We want to become a shining city, an example. We don't want to just admire other cities. And other cities who are getting this right, we applaud you, we salute you, because you are doing something right. And Durban needs to become the shining city, the pearl again, and the jewel of our nation, where people can come and have a great holiday. And we hope that you have a great holiday in our city when you do come. But wherever you are listening to this, I know that you are concerned about being safe and being clean. It's funny that crime and violence, they really thrive when places are dirty.
Yes.
For some reason, they work together. So if you want to bring crime levels down, cleaning up our cities, our bushes and all of these areas around that are overgrown will also drive out crime and violence and all kinds of evil intents that are out there. So, Vaughn, is there any final thoughts that you want to share?
No, I'm just wanting to get involved more because I'm one of the people that I devote a lot of my time to community-based projects, but it's more people-orientated projects. And I think a lot of churches can bear witness to this, where we have a lot of people-orientated projects, but we don't have any place-orientated projects where we're saying this is a zone that we are going to take care of, this stretch of river or this field or this section of the community as a church. Even though it's not our building or our land, we are going to go in there and we're going to make sure that stays clean. Even if, like Zoe said, we clean up one section and as soon as we leave, the guys come and dump again. You go back, clean it again, even if they keep dumping. Why? Because I think at the end of the day, if we can shine our light through our actions and people can start seeing what Christians are doing, instead of just hearing us mouthing off all the time, Ronald.
Keep pushing this agenda. Yeah. Keep, digging away and slogging away till people get the sense that we are serious about what we are talking about. So to Safe Cities, and we did mention that it's part of the City Church initiatives, and you can get more information from the website, the Safe Cities website, from Zoe, as we mentioned. And we want to say to the Safe Cities team, you are really doing a good work. It's hard work. Not everyone wants to jump at this work and volunteer for this work, and so we really want to thank those people and that team for the excellent work that they are doing. But Zoe, is there any final thoughts that you want to share?
Okay, so from the Safe City side, they would like to add that they are a non-exclusive project, so it's open to all civilians regardless of faith.
Yes.
And it is also non-partisan. Safe Cities merely exists for the prosperity and health of the city. So if you are passionate about that, you are most welcome to come on board.
Excellent. Again, it's not political, it's not a church denomination, it's our community getting activated and standing up, and every person in the community, no matter what your background is, you are welcome to come on board, from young to old, whatever your profession is. Just jump in and become part of this great program. Our city is a great city, it's a wonderful city, and so let it become a safe city. Thank you so much. This is Crossfire, challenging secular views with biblical theology, and our program today was dedicated to talking about the environment, some of the things that are being done, and the program called the Safe Cities program.
This is Crossfire, and I am Zoe. Please don't forget to like our page, follow us, and share. And you can also get more videos right over there.